bath. I'm record. Yeah, I am recording. Yeah. Ice cream test. I promised I'd do it, but yeah, this stuff is supposed to be like a liquid that you squirt on the ice cream, and it turns hard. The only drawback is the bloody stuff is like trying to get fucking rubber cement out of a tube. It's like solid inside. I don't know whether it was part of the transporting process. It says shake well, but it's like a solid mass inside. I'm like, you know, Jesus Christ, what the hell? Well, it's American, so it's made in America, so it's probably going to be a bit on the dodgy side. It's from Pennsylvania. Can't really think of anything. I suppose Pennsylvania. Oh, it's from a place called Hershey. Oh, maybe that's why they call the chocolate Hershey. I don't know. Yeah. I'll give it a try. I've had Reese's Pieces and Reese's Cups a couple of times. The really nice ones are the dark chocolate ones, but you know, I'm a sucker for dark chocolate. But as a product, this is beginning to not look that great. Yeah, it's the advertising. You'd think that the stuff would squirt out like a liquid and settle over the top. There was a stuff years ago that did that. That was a British product, but this doesn't really do that. This basically is turned to chocolate on contact with the ice cream. It's too thick. It doesn't spread out. It just basically squeezing it. It looked like I was sort of squeezing out a turd. It's tasty. It's a little bit too sweet, really. Like I find a lot of American chocolate. Now it's a bit sickly sweet. It's masking the flavour of the ice cream as well, which is a bit of a disappointment. Yeah, I can't see this replacing chocolate sauce. It's a bit too solid. You know, you might as well spread Reese's Pieces on your ice cream. Yeah. As products go, it's an expensive piece of rubbish, really. It's a bit too rich as well. It's hard to swallow it. I'll go and get the other stuff, because I won't do a jump cut because it'll only take me about 2 seconds, but here we go. This is Hershey syrup, and it's a bit like Bosco, I think, because when I had that all those years ago, you know, you could put it on anything. You could put it on cakes and ice cream and drink it with milk and all sorts of things like that. I think it was dark chocolate, so I liked it a lot more. Let's have a look. I usually have these stupid... There we go, another little fucking tab. I suppose it's so if it fell over it wouldn't all leak out slowly, but you know, good job I didn't trim my fingernails. I'll give it a squirt. on the ice cream. Got Devon ice cream. Oh, this is much better. This is coming out as a liquid. Yes. This might actually be worth paying. They're quite expensive, really. The Reese's one was about something like £4.50, and the product's really rubbish. Oh, this is really good. It's rich, but it's not too sweet. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, the bottle of it was about £6 something. It was in the foreign foods aisle with all the American sweeties. I am hoping to do a review of American sweeties. I wonder where it was made. It's funny, it's got a language on the back. It's got Chinese as well as English and Arabic. Yeah, basically, I think it's made in the same place. Yeah. Hershey's Company, blah 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 blah. Copyright, so and so and so and so. This is made in the USA, which is a lot better than those jerkies that were made in America from New Zealand meat. Yeah. Yeah. I give the Reese's about 4 out of 17. It's really not what's on the label. You know, it makes you think that this will be a liquid, and it feels solid inside. I don't know whether that was a storage issue. Maybe they stored it somewhere cold and it's reacted with the cold and become solid inside, but it's really not that great. Oh, it says you have to warm it up under a hot tap for 5 minutes. Jesus Christ. I'll experiment with that probably tomorrow, see if that actually works. But it seems like a little bit of a pain in the arse if you just want basically a topping on ice cream. Yeah, that is 4 out of 17. The big bottle, I give that a 15 out of 17. It could do with just being more than just a liquid. You know, also there's a lot of it. These didn't come in any smaller sizes, so it is a little bit stupid really, because if you're testing out these things, the Reese's size would be better. But I'm sure I'll use this in some of my cooking, and possibly as add it to milk and have chocolate milkshakes. But it's pretty tasty stuff. Yeah, it's probably pretty calorific though. Yes, I've been warned about when it says sugar. If it says something like they use lots of different names for sugar to make it look like there's less sugar in it. Yeah. Oh, it contains corn syrup, so yeah, that's going to be pretty lactosey. Yeah, it's just 50.1 grams sugar. Yeah. I've seen people putting gallons of this on pancakes for breakfast. I'm like, oh my god! You know, it can't be doing you that much good having this stuff all the time. That and people who drink great big bottles of Coca-Cola. You know, the proper Coca-Cola, not diet. And I'm just like, oh god, that's horrendous. It's like drinking battery acid. I'll definitely have to give my teeth an extra scrub tonight before I go to bed. But it's tasty. Yeah. Yeah. It reminds me of Bill Bryson in one of his books. He was talking about American food, and his wife was British. He came to Britain to do writing. He met a British woman, and they went back to live in New England in America. And his wife used to do all the shopping. And there's a whole chapter in one of his books about how one day he bought a load of stuff, and his wife, he put it in a basket and brought it up to her, and she said no. And he said, my darling, I'm the man of the house and all that. And she says, if you buy all that, you're going to eat all of that. And one of them was a breakfast pizza, and there was lots of other gloopy things. And he says, the sort of foods that when you eat, they have a tendency to spill down your front, so you have to hula all the way to the sink to clean yourself off. Yeah. Fortunately, we don't have a lot of that in Britain. The crap food, I've been told by my friend who lives in America, the super size in Britain is the medium size in America. So I don't know what the super size burgers in America look like, because I sometimes have super size. If I'm going to eat once in a day, say I'm on the move, so I get myself a super size Burger King burger. Usually I get the chicken melt one that I really like, the tender crisp. This one, the California tender crisp. It's really tasty. I try not to eat beef on the go because it has a tendency to make me feel a bit bloated. Or a veggie burger. I like a veggie burger a lot. But I'll eat that once. But I've talked to people online who eat Burger King food 3 times a day. I'm like, Jesus Christ, your blood pressure must be through the roof. The amount of salt and fat and sugar. You know, my dinner today was I got some cold beef, sliced beef, some discount, and I had a like pack of vegetable that was green vegetables. It was broccoli, runner beans, peas with some mint. And that's what I had for dinner. You know, I'm tubby, but I'm not obese. I don't eat nothing but crap. Occasionally I have chips, but I won't have them every day. One of the things I completely avoid now are crisps. Or potato chips. I don't understand why they call them that in America, but you know, language difference. But crisps are very bad for you. I've been told by dentists to avoid crisps because they rot your teeth. The amount of starch it puts into your system, and it screws your heart up. If you want to get diabetes, don't be eating sugars. Eat loads of potato-y stuff that's been fried, like crisps and chips, because that will really put you in the diabetes category. Things like high sugar and proteins like meats, they're bad for you, but they're not as bad for you as starch. Starch is terrible stuff, because all it is glucose. I remember doing it in chemistry at school. We made starch and analysed it and it's literally glucose when it forms together. And if you have a constant stream of that going in your body, you are going to fuck up your internal organs. It's like people who smoke people who smoke, they don't realise the damage they do to their bodies. I can't smoke because I've got asthma. Every time in my life I've tried to smoke a cigarette, I've looked like a complete idiot. I've looked like someone's let tear gas off in my face. But you know, just breathing in hot air all the time damages the hairs in your lungs that separate out dust. Add to that all the tar. The tar gets in all the cells of your body. Literally, you can trim a 40 a day smoker, trim his toenails, analyse it, and there's tar in his toenails. It gets in your hair, it gets in your skin, it ages your skin because your body, having to deal with the damage of the tar, which isn't native to your body, the body's immune system and repair system is constantly trying to fight through all this crap. So your skin ages. That's why heavy smokers look older than they are. That's why I've stayed relatively young. Pardon me, young looking. I still get people calling me lad or son, and I'm nearly 40. It's because I've never smoked a cigarette in my life, because I can't. I've tried cigars as well. I briefly smoked cigars when I was in the sixth form, but the effect was dreadful on me. I'd go up a flight of stairs and I was out of breath, really out of breath, you know, type situation. And I basically asked the doctor, and he said, well, you've got low level asthma, and smoking cigars is just not doing it. Just cut it out. It won't do you any favours. And I gave up within like a month of just not bothering. But when certain stressful times came along later in life, I did smoke one or two cigars. And then I had a nose job. I had a section of my nose bone removed because my nose bone had been reset wrong when I fractured it. And what they should have done when they did the operation is stick these things like tampons up my nose to staunch the bleeding. But they didn't. They just they sewed it all up and left it. Anyway, I'm lying in bed. My sister and my mum have come to visit me. I think my mum said something funny. I giggled and it loosened some of the thing up in my nose, and for the next 4 hours I was bleeding bad, and I was drinking blood, and I was in a pretty terrible situation. Fortunately the doctor eventually came along and stuck these tampons up my nose. Eventually, you know, I still have nightmares about drowning because of it. It's nothing worse than drinking your own blood, as I found out about 3 days later when I went to the toilet. But I'll leave that to the next part. But basically, my nose was made better. I could breathe through my nose a little bit, and I was really itching to have something just to take the edge off. So I put a cigar in my mouth, lit the thing. As you're supposed to, you inhale through the mouth and you exhale through the nose with a cigar. I exhaled through my nose, and I've never touched a cigar again because the sensation was literally like someone had set off a blowtorch up my nose. It didn't damage, it didn't start bleeding, but just the sheer pain. It literally was like when you get, if you drink something really, really cold, you know, brain freeze. It's like that, but it felt like my eyes were on fire. And since then I can't handle a cigar at all. Even the smell of a lit cigar will make me feel a bit so like post-traumatic stress disorder. The other effect was when you drink your own blood, it's not good because when it comes out of your bottom, Well, basically, I was crapping something similar to road tar, and it took hours to get it all out of me. You know, it literally wouldn't break off unless I did something down there. But it was really bad. My advice is, if you've ever got any form of bleeding, like in your mouth or up your nose, get to the doctors as quickly as possible. Also, try and spit out as much as possible. Don't swallow it, because, oh God, it's making me shiver even thinking about it now. Yeah. But anyway, short story made long. My advice is, if you want a tasty ice cream topping, get the Hershey's. The Reese's is a right palaver. I wish I'd known you had to run it under water for 5 minutes, because I almost popped my thumb out the socket trying to get it out of the blimmin' bottle. It's not well. They should have that on a bold sticker on the front or up here, so you notice it when you pick it up. Bloody idiots. Anyway, it's the end of the video. I'll finish off my ice cream. See you later.